Yo, 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 it's your boy Casual Bro with the Silent A podcast. And man, we're back with another one. And a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that love. And for this, let's get straight into it. Yeah, they finally did it. They finally forced this thing our way. They're going to give it to us. And unapologetically, they're going to make this thing happen November 14th, 2025. Yes, it's going down. Jake Paul taking on the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis, or should I say, Gervonta Tank Davis taking on the likes of Jake Paul in an exhibition bout, obviously. And it's going to probably be the gimmick of the century. We thought it was the Tyson and Jake Paul last year, 2024, about the same time. I believe it's actually, a day or two off from being a year when those two got it on. And now we've got the likes of Tank Davis and Jake Paul. At a time when Gervonta Tank Davis still has smoke with Lamont Roach, we got some things we need to clear up from that draw that happened in March. Left that man on the shelf, and then we had accusations of abuse that got dropped, and Tank went to jail, and back and forth. And I guess everything's clear now, and boom, voila, Jake Paul fight. We saw the writing on the wall when the first things went out, and we're not going to get too much into the antics of how they got here to this fight. We're just going to say this. I don't know what to think about it no more. On one end, I'm glad my boy Tank Davis is getting him a bag, getting him a little check. But then it makes me question, is this the beginning of retirement for the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis? He's already been looking like he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, especially when we're heading into the Lamont Roach fight. You can kind of see that he really didn't want to even be there. To the whole build up to that fight, he was preoccupied, and obviously because we learned later that he was trying to make the fight with Jake Paul immediately after that Lamont Roach fight, and things didn't go his way because he was unfocused. Then it went to a draw, and now here we are. They're still going to make the fight happen anyways. They drug it out. Him and Lamont Roach were supposed to have a rematch back in June. Then it got moved to August. And then the arrest happened, like we mentioned earlier. And then boom, voila, it's just gone. And we've got Jake Paul getting it on after Jake Paul was supposed to actually fight Anthony A.J. Joshua. But come to find out, television deals and promotional backings had too much conflicts, and they couldn't get that deal to happen. And here's Gervonta Tank Davis and the PBC swooping in, doing a deal with Netflix along with MVP Promotions, and we got us a hell of a century fight or gimmick fight. Is this the beginning of the end? Is this the beginning of the writing on the wall for the retirement of Gervonta Tank Davis? I'm going to have to say yes. The whole move here, I get it. Money talks. Everything else walks. So go get your bag, brother. But I think we could have cleared up the Lamont Roach fight and still got to this exhibition fight all in this year. You young, you a talented fighter. You a real fighter at that. You got the skill set and the skills to pay the bills. You are a face, you are a name. That Jake Paul fight was always going to be there because you are a walking face of boxing. You and Canelo Alvarez are the highest pay-per-view sellers at this time. The fact that we didn't get that Lamont Roach run back, or at least another type actual real fight in defense of your WBA title at the 135-pound division, leads me to think that you really aren't in it for the sport of boxing no more. And that's okay if that's what you're going to do. So no disrespect when we say, is this the beginning of the end? Is it the beginning of the retirement for Gervonta Tank Davis? Because let's use common sense. The last moves he's been making he's only fighting about once a year, very inactive. The type of fighters he's been fighting has been hit or miss, not taking on the bigger names that we wanted. Lomachenko now is retired. Everybody else got a piece of him. Stevenson, Shakur, he's still hanging around. Abdullah Mason's making his waves. All these guys have moved on and up. Devin Haney's moved up. Teofimo Lopez has moved up. Hell, even Rolly, you beat him, but he's moved up and taking on your leftovers of Ryan Garcia. And speaking of Ryan Garcia, he's all the way up to 147 now. Not a lot of names left at 135 that are too sexy, but then you got the likes of Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin, making waves, beat the likes of Tevin Farmer, a guy that Tank was rumored for years to be taken on. It's clear by some of the fights that haven't happened that we really wanted whether it's promotional issues or not, it's clear with this kind of move, they're probably not going to happen. This is a good money grab. And again, we shouldn't hate on it because if it wasn't Tank, somebody else is going to go for that bag. And why not Tank, right? Why not let him get up in there and get it? Even though it's a gimmick fight and I really don't like it because that's too big of a weight difference. I'm not sure what this fight's going to look like. I'm not sure what the rules are going to be, but that's a hell of a weight difference right there. I don't really think it's going to be a real scrap. But I'm here for the entertainment value. I'm here for the circus. I'm here for it's going to be in Atlanta, or rumored to be. That's going to be popping. That's going to be a great scene. That's going to be a great time. It is going to be entertainment, almost like the WWE. It's almost like a wrestling match at this point. It's just pure entertainment. Nothing really moving the needle for the actual sport of boxing. Nothing getting these championship belts moved around. Nothing getting these division rankings moving around. But it is something that at least moves the needle for entertainment, something to do, on a night. Have you a good night out, good entertainment fun, whether you're going to watch it on Netflix for free or go to the venue itself. Is it the beginning of the end? Is it the retirement of Gervonta Tank Davis? I'm still going to stay. Yeah, this is probably the beginning. Will he fight a real fighter again? Yeah, I think he will. He might circle back and take on Lamont Roach after this fight. I'm really just perplexed and I really just don't know. This move, I get it. But what do you do after this Jake Paul fight, which is going to generate a good bag for you? And especially based on your current activity of being inactive, fighting once a year, with the competition in the 135-pound division pretty much growing up and moving out and challenging others and getting higher accolades already without Tank Davis. What's going to be left if we keep this waiting game going? I'm not sure where we're going to be at. I'm not sure about this damn fight. I think it will be entertaining, especially if they put on a card that's decent. It's a good money grab again for Tank. But I'm not sure what it means about his path forward in the sport of boxing anymore. Wish him the best. Wish him well. Wait to see all the stipulations, how it comes out for this fight, and then whatever shakes out from it. Can we get the big fights after that? Can we get the Shakur Stevensons? Can we get the Dylan Masons? Can we get the Floyd Schofields? Can we get the running in with these real guys that's hanging around in this division out here? Because we got some other big fights to make this happen. And instead of the retirement of Gervonta Tank Davis, let's turn this thing into the resurgence, the rebirth of Gervonta Tank Davis, make him that pay-per-view star. Maybe he takes something from this. Maybe he takes the shine from this fight. And then now he can make the big fight with Shakur Stevens and they both get paid big money because now he's had a fight with Jake Paul, Netflix, and more people, more casuals can know his name. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this makes the next fights happen. That's why I'm so perplexed. That's why I'm so in the middle with this fight. That's why I'm so torn. I'm 50-50. It's the beginning of retirement. I'm still going to say yes because just how the past has been. But then again, I see what could happen in the future if he uses this correctly, uses the casuals going to tune in from that Netflix and continue to grow his brand and his face. Then we can make these bigger, other challenging fights happen again with Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield, Dula Masons, you name it. Just keep going on and on and on. You can keep making these fights. If he wants to get in with Manny Pacquiao, I'm here for it. That's at least a real fighter. Maybe it can. But right now, based on history and the way he's been moving, the way he's been acting, I'm going to say it's the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of retirement. But I'm going to hope for the best as a Gervonta Tank Davis fan. I'm hoping it's the opposite. And it's maybe the rebirth and resurgence. He can go into a pay-per-view star, head him into that money Gervonta Tank Davis style, that big pay-per-view style, and pull even more money down and get these big fights happening and get his legacy locked in. That's what I'm hoping for. Again, I'm a GTD, Gervonta Tank Davis fan, right? Not a fanboy, but I like his style. I like to watch his fights. I tune in. I buy the pay-per-views. And I see the talent. I'm just hoping we can see where it goes after this. But again, perplexed, torn a little bit on this fight. But with the last thing said, I'm going to tune in. I'll probably even try to go to that fight. try to be in the scene because I just know it's going to be for entertainment. I'm not playing. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be, you should see the venue, the fest that's going to happen around that. I mean, this is Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis. It's going to be entertainment value. It's going to be a good night out, and it's going to be fun. So I'm here for that part. But then once all the fun and glitter goes away, what's going to be left of Gervonta Tank Davis' career as he moves forward? I guess we have to stay tuned to see. Anyways, let us know what you think. Hit that comment section, hit that like button first. And as always, subscribe if you got the time, man. We appreciate that love. Until the next time. Peace.